So those that have seen bicep curl videos or bicep curl pictures know that we recommend a very different type of curl than others. Now, I do want to say before we get into the curl discussion, there's some people who just don't do curls because they really want to focus on multi-joint movements or more functional movements, which is a very overused term. I mean, the function of a muscle is to shorten, so you can define anything as functional. But they want to mimic the things that they might do in a sport, or maybe they want to do things that are called functional by their CrossFit instructor, which may or may not be true. So let's move on to the way we do curls. Now, instead of a normal curl position, so a normal curl position finishes like this. You bring the bar almost up to the bridge of your nose. The problem with bringing the bar right here is if you look at the radius and ulna, if you look at the lower arm, it's perpendicular to the ground. This is not the ground, I know that, but the table's perpendicular, parallel to the ground. So when this happens, the bicep is shut off. So you have a stimulus type situation, or the intention of a stimulus, where you're turning the muscle on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. It's a terrible stimulus. You're not keeping constant tension on the muscle. So the way to keep constant tension on the muscle is, instead of doing this, you do this. So you see how the biceps in a very contracted position here, whereas here it's not at all. So we get the highest tension and the hardest contraction right here. So the reason they call it drag curls is because you're hovering the bar, kind of dragging it up the front of your body. Now, as you do this, you're engaging the posterior deltoid right back here, but also your traps kind of, this muscle, the trapezius, kind of pushes your head a little forward. And that's normal. A normal positioning for a drag curl is that the head's going to come forward a little bit just because the biomechanics require it to. Now, it also turns the movement into a multi-joint movement. And what we know from research is that multi-joint movements stimulate more growth than single joint movements. So by getting another joint involved, we're not only really getting the posterior deltoid, we're enabling the body to see two joints moving, maximizing the musculature that could be involved. You're going to handle more weight, and you're going to be able to stimulate more growth and have all the associated benefits of a multi-joint movement and see incredible bicep growth.